Rise Against dropped their new album Ricochet. I'm just gonna get this out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this record seriously disappointed me. I did not have high hopes going into this album because we have not been fans of any of the singles. Honestly, there were a couple of singles going into this record with Nod and Prize Fighter especially. I remember covering those, although I believe we've covered all of the singles, so we covered I Want It All as well. But Nod and Prize Fighter, I remember us being like, yeah, no, these songs are not it. I wanted to like Nod so bad, but there's just something really off-putting about that song that I don't like. Prize Fighter closes off the record here, Nod opens it. And it's just a tough way to start and end an album. Honestly,
tough listen.
I'm still not a fan of those songs, and I wanted to like this album. I really did. But my gripe is that it is just a flat line. There is absolutely zero progression sonically within this record at all. Every single song sounds the exact same. And yeah, sure, there's this upbeat tempo to it the entire time, and that's because Rise Against is a punk band. That's what the songs are supposed to sound like. But these songs are not doing anything. They all feel like they go on way too fucking long, even though they only, for the majority of the record,
like
clock in at about 3.5 minutes. Every single song clocks in at about the same amount. And it felt like this album was never going to end, quite frankly. I was so fucking happy when it got to the end. Like I said, I really wanted to like this record because Rise Against is a band I really respect. I go out of my way to see them when they're in town, despite not being a huge fan, because I think that their stage performance is incredible. They're such a tight live band. They're such a tight band, honestly. The playing on this record is incredible. The band sounds great, but the songs just suck. And that's my problem. And every single song sounds the same. And it's not even like there are redeeming qualities with like the singles were shining, and then I don't know what the fuck happened with the rest of the album. I don't know what happened.
What we were getting into.
I don't know what happened when they decided to sit down and start writing this record. That's where I'm at. I don't mean to be so harsh, but I really did not like this album. It severely disappointed me. I did not have high hopes going in, but I had just overall high hopes because of the legacy of Rise Against and how I respect them as a band. So for this to be the product that we get after not having an album in a few years, and honestly, Nowhere Generation didn't really blow me away either, but I feel like this is even a step below that, because at least there were a couple of redeeming songs on that record. There's not much on this album, if really anything, other than a lot of songs on here that I could sit here and tell you I don't like, and then a lot of songs that I couldn't tell you what the fuck they sounded like because they sounded like the other 10 songs. Another 10 songs on the album. There were way too many songs on this record. This thing was way too long. Felt like it was never going to end. I keep saying the same fucking thing. I just did not like this album. And yeah, that's that.
This album was 4 minutes shorter than the Machine Gun Kelly record.
And it felt longer. It felt longer.
It did. That's why I was like, it's crazy because the Machine Gun Kelly record felt shorter than this, and I was like looking at every track like, is this the last one? Is this the last one? So this one did feel longer. I completely agree with you. I think sonically it's stunted. It doesn't go anywhere. I feel like this is like the classic punk sound. I am more of a pop punk girl. I don't know. That's just the genre that I guess now I could say grew up with. It's been like 8 years, so sure, yeah. Woo. So hearing this, I could hear where the pop punk and punk of now is getting their sound from, is getting their inspiration from. So kudos. That's fucking awesome. It's like a living legend. It's like one of the forefathers of the genre. Well, I can't say that without getting fucking stoned because, you know, punk started in like I'm not gonna put a year on it. You know, you got the Sex Pistols. That's one of the forefathers. Fuck, I don't know. See, I'm probably digging myself in a deeper hole. You know what I mean?
Started a long time ago.
Started so long ago, but it's like in my head, they are one of the forefathers of the genre. They're one of
what the modern sound is.
Exactly what the modern sound is. So, kudos, awesome.
Present day though.
Present day. doesn't work for me. So Rise Against, they have always been, same with Rage Against the Machine, have always been one of the more political bands, which is awesome. That's punk. That's alternative. It should be alternative in a nutshell. Other bands have other ideas, but that's fine. But that is what the genre, punk specifically, was built off of. Being radical and political and blunt and calling out just bad shit and raging against the machine, that type of shit. So it's like I get it. Listening to the lyrics, obviously the entire record is commentary on what's happening in the world. It's every song is political. Every song is talking about just shit that's going wrong and their take on it. Them saying, they're not going to be, so and so's soldier anymore. They're fighting back. Blah, blah, blah. So it's like I get it, but even then, lyrically, it's not smart. Like it's. But then again, I'm not well versed in punk, so I'm like, is it always that? I'm so used to metalcore. Metalcore is so veiled in so like a lot more dramatics and a lot more, it's like poetry, I guess, is closer to kind of like the metalcore that we listen to, like Under Oath. It does that a lot, where it's just kind of like there's a lot of layers to it, and it's kind of, you're able to pick apart your own interpretation and kind of figure out what it means to you. Maybe Rise Against is just one of the more straight cut, but it's like even then you could still write better. It doesn't have to be, it just felt like he was talking to me. It didn't feel like it was a song. It just didn't feel like there was much thought put into the actual like rhyming scheme of it or just structure of it. It just felt like poor writing, and it just felt lazy. And also, what I figured out why I don't like it and why we think it sounds so strange is because there's like no vocal layering. There's no harmonizing. Obviously, because again, it's fucking punk. So it's like punk is supposed to be like grimy and raw, and like it sounds like you got fucking recorded in a garage,
I just don't like it because the songs suck.
The songs
It has
suck.
nothing to do with vocal layering. If the songwriting was good, I would sit here and say, yeah, maybe it's not for my ears, but the songwriting is good and I can respect that. There is not a single redeeming quality on this record, production-wise, songwriting-wise, instrumental-wise, other than the fact that the band sounds tight. Mixing, mastering, packaging of the vinyl, it all sucks. Every aspect of this album sucks.
The mixing doesn't even sound good to me.
Because fucking Tim is buried in the fucking mix.
Yes, and there was one part where he was like harmonizing with himself, and I went, and then it stopped. It was like maybe like 10 seconds of the song, and I got so excited, but it was only like one. For me, I feel like you need like 4 layers to make it sound full, and it's just so just bare bones, and that's what I don't like about it. I like a lot of flourishes in my music. Maybe that this isn't the genre to look in it for. So I'm trying to give them the excuse of maybe because I'm so accustomed to metalcore and whatever pop I listen to, and just kind of like those types of genres where it feels a lot fuller because there are a lot more layers to it. Not even just lyrically, but like mixing wise. Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
No, it's because the record sucks.
It just sucked. It was bad.
I appreciate you wanting to look at the bigger picture, but we've covered plenty of punk on here to know whether or not we like it, and this just sucks.
I do like punk. This just wasn't good.
They're going to be touring second half of their co-headlining tour with Papa Roach. Kicks off here in about a month. It's got support from Under Oath. Like I said during my portion of the review, Rise Against is a phenomenal live band, so don't let this record push you aside. Believe me, they're not going to play many songs off it. They played one song off of Nowhere Generation when I saw them tour that album multiple times. I think the last time I saw them, they didn't play any songs off that record, which honestly, kudos to them. That album wasn't very good either. But they are a phenomenal live band. Papa Roach is fucking incredible, and Under Oath is a fantastic live band as well. So that's a great bill. Not a great album to be touring off the back of, but I digress.